We've got Lynn joining us right now. We've spoken to him a lot over the past couple of years. This is the first time we're talking to him as a retired MLB player. So congrats to you, Lance. I know you announced it a few days ago. Congratulations. An incredible career. Appreciate having you on right after it. So good to see you. First, take us through it, man. Well, I mean, we spoke to you maybe a month ago, but went through the decision as you were obviously talking to some teams, but not feeling like it was right.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. You start here's the gist of it. I started making plans and they didn't involve baseball. So it was pretty obvious the choice to make. I was enjoying being at home. The numbers, the teams weren't lining up. So the way I looked at it was there's no good time to retire. So why not try to force something to be miserable? And if that's your last year, that wouldn't have been fun. I enjoyed my last year in St. Louis. My family was there. Everybody was there. My last start was in Busch Stadium in a win. So it was like, you start to look at it that way. It was like, just go enjoy your life. That was pretty much it.
I'm mad at you a little bit. Not really, but I'm mad at you. You've already learned one thing about being retired. It's listen to your wife. So instead of coming on here to announce it, you went on your wife's podcast, Diamond in the Rough.
Smart move.
So that was smart. That was your first
Yep.
good step into retirement. Now what you're going to have to learn is you just have to do everything she says, no matter what. No matter how much you don't want to do. When she says take out the garbage, you don't say when. It is now, Lance. So just know that going forward for the rest of your life, you're stuck.
No, I got it. I told her I needed 15 to 20 minutes real quick while I'm cleaning out the garage to come do this. And then I'm back at it.
That's right. You're right back to work. And by the way, there's no more road trips. There's no more, I got to go to the field. There's no more, honey, I'm pitching today. I can't do that. It is all hands on deck. Kids, no kids, whatever she asks, bow down, Lance.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I got a tea time tomorrow at 11 though, so that's already been on the books for a week. So I get to plan ahead these days. You know when school's at, when soccer practice is, when games are, all that good stuff. So get on a schedule, and everybody is working nicely together so far.
Yeah, you got to get in line for sure. But
Oh yeah.
the
And
real
then I got to clean
question
up
is,
these boxes of old gear. You know how you just grab a bag at the end of the year and it just sits in your garage until you retire? She's like, "Hey, you're retired. It's time to clean up all this crap now."
and where's it going? Where's all that stuff going?
I got to see what I want to keep. What family members might want, like the extra shirts that you just worked out in during the year, whatever, all that stuff. Wash them up, see which family member wants them, and go from there. And then stuff that might mean something, you keep it.
Is there something that you couldn't do when you played that's already on the schedule that you're gonna go do?
Yeah, I mean we've already looked at the Kentucky Derby. I'm in a fishing tournament next weekend. I've got 4th of July plans already. I'm like, man, this is what summer's all about. I've never had a summer in my life, it feels like. So I'm looking forward to the ability to do things that you miss out on when you're playing, because as everybody knows, you don't get a chance to do anything except for that one off day, which is a Monday or Thursday. And if it's a Monday, usually golf courses are closed, so that's the worst off day of the week. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff this summer.
Lance, have you been throwing? What if someone calls you and says, "Hey, we're starters down. We need help." What if someone
My
calls you?
price
Have you
keeps
been
going
throwing?
up. My price keeps
Well, yeah,
going
but
up.
your price can't keep going up if the season keeps getting shorter.
It
It
sure
doesn't
can.
work.
Guys keep getting hurt, and then there's a lot of below average starters out there and a lot of rotations. So you never know.
Can't argue
But
that.
all I know is I can be bought, but ain't nobody come to the table with enough money to buy me out
Hey,
of leaving the house yet. It's like the
what
old
did
dog that gets to come inside for the first time ever. He doesn't want to go back out. I'm
well,
enjoying it right now.
the $1 million man said everyone has a price, Lance. So make sure whatever
They
that
do.
price is.
And I promise it's not $1 million for the rest of the year.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Is
That's
that
fair.
what it was?
I don't know.
What was getting?
I don't know.
thrown
Ask
out
him what he
there?
was getting.
Yeah.
What was
A
getting
lot
thrown
of
out there?
a lot of 1 for 4s. And then they were like, "Oh," I was like, "Well, if you want me to play half the season, then I'll show up in into June and then be ready for July on." And then a couple teams were like, "Actually, that sounds like a good idea." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm gonna at least enjoy 4th of July, so we're gonna do it from there." So just didn't plan out, or didn't, And to be honest, the teams and the places that were calling weren't really ideal either, because there were a lot of teams that, hey, come help these young kids, and then we'll trade you at the deadline. It's like, man, it's not where I'm at in my career, and I don't have to be. So stay at home.
More in a minute, but first, a quick word from our sponsor of this video. AJ, it is time for people to get some new clubs, and to do that, they need to go to their local PXG for a fitting, right?
No doubt. I was there today. I've been there before. Last time I was there, they gave me this killer gap wedge. Look at that sweet spot, Scott. It is worn out. That is right in the sweet spot right there. So I went and got new clubs today, new irons. But more importantly, I got this bad boy. I got me a new putter. This is my old putter. It's on order. Yes, that's my putter cover. PXG Mustang putter. Now I'm going to the Allen putter. They talked me into it because I was draining some putts today. Bob, the guy who helped me out, he helped me with my irons. He got them teed up perfectly. But then we went to the putting green. I was draining them putts because that's the most important part of golf.
PXG fittings are fun. Schedule your fitting today. As you can hear from AJ, for a limited time, you could save up to 20% on your entire order. Head over to pxg.com/foul. That's pxg.com/foul to save up to 20% on your entire order. pxg.com/FOUL. Restrictions apply. See site for details. And now back to the video.
So you're saying there's a chance. We heard you. We heard you. I get it. There's money.
White
Hey,
Sox
money
keep pitching.
talks.
Nah, as of right now, there's zero chance.
Okay. But you lost all that weight. Are you like, you know what? I'm going to keep this weight off so that my first 4th of July cookout, I'm looking good, Lance? Or are you like, first thing I did, as soon as I got off a diamond on the rough, I'm going to the burger joint?
No, first thing I did is you got to get ready for boating season. So no, you're keeping it off. I feel good physically, and I've not felt this way in a long time. So to be able to, be pain free and doing everything was another thing too. Everybody knows when you play and you go through the grind, the pains come back. I was enjoying not being in pain. So I'm in a good spot right now to go live my life, enjoy my kids, be able to play with them, do all that. And I ended in a place that, I can hang my hat on and enjoy that ending. So that was a lot of the reasons to be done.
Was your kids shocked when you didn't leave for spring training? Were your kids like, Dad, you're not supposed to be here. Get out.
No, to be honest with you, my 6-year-old, I kept asking her, hey, you want Dad to go play? And she kept saying no. And then it never changed. And then like the week before I truly decided to be done, I asked her again because I was like, you ask her when they're happy with you after you buy them a toy. You ask them when they're mad when you take the toy away because they weren't acting right. Hey, you want Dad to go play? And she kept saying no. She wanted me to stay. So it made it a lot easier too.
Since you made the decision, what are some of the first things that you thought back on? You had already mentioned, you won your last start, all this stuff. But what are the first things that you think back on your career and you're like, that's a memory that I'll never forget?
Oh, there's a bunch. You look back at, I was going through some stuff the other day and saw the World Series jerseys, the World Series ring, kind of getting everything lined up that, was in the safe. You start moving things around and you're like, man, a lot of memories pop up. And then you just think fondly of them, and then you start thinking about teammates. I've had some good ones. I've had some real tough ones. I would say another word, and one of them's on the show right now. But I've been blessed in this game to play for great organizations, have great teammates, and have a lot of success. And, I'm very happy with my career. And, it was, you never want it to be done, but sometimes it feels good to just be done with it and say, hey, what's the next chapter in life?
Damn, I'm sorry you play with Kratz. Sorry that you play with Kratz.
Teammates.
That must have been a long 48 hours that you play with Kratz. If you just put him on the bad list.
Do we ever even cross paths on a 48-hour basis,
Nope.
Crafty? I don't think so. We played against each other on every team you've been on.
We played against. I played a couple teams that you played with. Yeah. AJ's the only bad teammate on this show, so there's that. So we know who you're talking about. Not Scott.
Hey, AJ, you can always learn something from everybody, and I learned a lot from AJ.
See, he learned. You know what he learned? He learned how to get the hell out of St. Louis. That's what he learned. He learned a lot of things in that 3-month span in St. Louis. We had a lot of long chats, Lance and I, about things.
AJ got himself kicked off 2 teams that year. I've never seen it happen with Boston and in St. Louis.
Well, Crouch used to get kicked off like 5 teams a year, so don't bring that on me. That was a
No,
record
no,
for
no,
me.
no, no,
Two
no,
in
no.
1 year.
No, that was when
No.
exit velocity. That's when exit velocity started coming into play, and I just exited a lot of teams really fast, and I thought that's what they meant. Like I had to exit the team, exit the clubhouse. So I got it figured out later on. But yeah,
Yep.
no, don't
Hey,
bring me
dude,
into your bad
Hold on,
teammate
I got to ask
status.
Lance this. And he'll get this story. Did Mike Matheny, your last start in St. Louis, come up to you and say, Lance, you've had a great career? Did he call
Something
you?
like
That's all
that.
I want to know.
Something was said in my last start in St. Louis that first time around. Yes, I don't think it was a great career. It's like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen business wise and all that. I want to tell you, you've had a great run here in St. Louis at this point.
Because you were there when – no, okay, no, listen. There's background in this story. So when I played for
Well, we
St.
were
Louis –
already eliminated from the playoffs and everything, so there was a lot of like sentimental stuff going on because we didn't know what free agency was going to hold. It was a weird time.
So the backstory is when I was with the Cardinals, we were in San Francisco and we lose to the Giants. We get walked out by Ishikawa, lose in the I don't know what in the NLCS. Matheny comes up to me and goes, and Lance was standing right there. I'll never forget. It was in the weight room, and he goes, "I just want you to know you've had a great career." And I looked at him and I was like, "What the f are you talking about? I don't know that I'm quitting playing yet."
In
And
his defense, he hated you.
Yeah, true.
And he wanted
He
you to
hated
hang
me
him up.
because
He was tired of looking at you. I get it.
That's true.
I
I
get
can't
that.
blame him because I was actually like, he would come up to me and say things like, "That was a good throw," and I would look at him and be like, "Coach Mike,
I know.
I'm really good if you just let me play and get out of my way." But he never wanted to do that.
Yeah, I played this game for a little bit. I'll be all right. No, I didn't get the good career. I got the hey, you've had a heck of a run in here in St. Louis. We don't know what it's going to be free agency. So that was pretty much it. I did get a text from him saying congrats on a great career, but I had already announced my retirement. So at least he learned something. At least he learned something from
I
you.
taught him something
Yeah,
too.
you taught him not to wait till the guy officially announces it.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.